Hi and welcome. This is Dr. Berry. In this video, I want to talk to you about thyroid gland function and why it's actually part of a five-piece band in your body and not just a standalone player. I want to talk to you about some factual things about the thyroid gland and your other hormonal glands. I want to talk to you about your immune system today. All of this stuff is vital for optimized health. And so I think you'll enjoy this. There's not a lot of facts in this, but there's much more theory, and so that you can understand kind of what's going on in your body and also what's going on in your doctor's mind. Now, if this sounds enjoyable to you, please take 1 second and hit the subscribe button and click the little bell beside it so that every time I get a bright idea, you'll be one of the very first to know. Now, let's talk about the thyroid gland and why it's not just a solo player. It's actually part of a five-piece band with the manager in your body. So, hormones are in control, complete control of every single reaction that happens in your body. They can upregulate or downregulate the reactions that take place in your thyroid, in your brain, in your gut, in your liver, everywhere. If your hormones are not optimized, if your hormones are out of whack, so to speak, then nothing will run right in your body. Or to use the five-piece band analogy, the music will suck. Okay, so let's say you're a patient and you go to a doctor and you're having fatigue, you're having poor sleep, you're having weight gain, you're having trouble losing weight, your hair and your skin and your nails are not what you want them to be. Maybe your menstrual cycle is off. Maybe you're not able to conceive or bear a child with your mate. All of these things could be thyroid symptoms, but they could also be symptoms of another hormonal gland deficiency or problem, right? And so doctors are taught in medical school and in residency, really, and even continuing into their medical practice to kind of think with blinders on. And so many times you'll go see your doctor and you'll say, gosh, I'm tired all the time and I can't sleep good and my hair's a mess. I think I may have a thyroid problem. When you go to your doctor and say that, this is what happens. He puts his blinders on and he's only thinking thyroid. That's the laws of human nature, which I talk about in my book. But part of that is you kind of prime the pump to do that. It's not your fault. Absolutely not your fault. Part of being a doctor is being able to step back and mentally take your blinders off and go, no, she thinks it's her thyroid. He thinks it's his thyroid, but it's my job as the doctor to think about the entire band, not just the thyroid. Okay. And so if your doctor just checks a TSH and says, no, your thyroid's fine. So I don't know. It's nothing to worry about. Well, he just did you a disservice, didn't he? So it's not your fault that you thought it was your thyroid, but it is your doctor's fault for only thinking about the thyroid, okay? Because the hormonal glands in your body are the thyroid gland, the pancreas, which makes insulin and glucagon, your adrenal glands, right? And then your sex glands, your ovaries or your testes, depending, and then even your gut and your liver and other things play a huge part in how your hormones are produced and how they're turned on and turned off, how they're optimized or how they're beat down. And so if your doctor's not thinking holistically or functionally, then you're not going to get a complete and thorough lab workup, physical exam, or history taken because he's going to have his blinders on and only be thinking about the thyroid or only be thinking about whatever. And oftentimes, the law of the tool tells you that, if all I have is a hammer, then everything's going to be a nail in my mind. And so sometimes when doctors have a very small differential diagnosis because of differential diagnosis attrition from laziness in medical practice, then it's only your thyroid. And if your TSH is normal, then there's nothing, it's all in your head. And you might have been told that by a doctor before. If you're ever told that something's all in your head or it's implied that something's all in your head, you probably need to find a new doctor. I talk about the laws of human nature in Lies My Doctor Told Me, and doctors are human. Doctors have families. Doctors have bills. Doctors have bad things that happen to them in their life. Your doctor should be your learning health partner, but he is not your health dictator. You can't blindly just accept what he says. If he says, oh, no, your TSH is fine, it's all in your head, it's your job as a human, if you want to take care and optimize your health, to find a new doctor or to try to educate your current doctor. So you've got fatigue. You can't sleep. You're gaining weight. So he checks the TSH and it's fine. Now what? Well, what about your insulin level? That's important. That can cause fatigue. That can cause weight gain. That can cause all kinds of other things to be out of whack. What about your adrenal hormones? They absolutely can cause every single symptom that you had. What about your gender hormones, your ovaries or testes? They absolutely could cause every single symptom that you just described to that theoretical doctor. So I tell patients every day in the clinic, if the guitar player is awesome, but the drummer and the bass player suck, it's not going to be a good night of music, is it? And so if I just optimize your thyroid, but I don't even consider your pancreas or your adrenals or your gender glands, I didn't really do anything for you to optimize your entire health, to optimize your entire well-being. And I feel like that's the job of a doctor, is to make you the best you that you can be, to help you become that, right? Now, a large part of that is your job with your diet and with your environment that you place yourself in. And so not all of it falls on the doctor. A lot of it's your job, and a lot of it's your job to stay resilient and to stay vigilant when you're seeing a doctor, to make sure that what he's saying or what she's saying makes sense to you, and that you're not just being, shoot along like, oh no, your TSH is fine, it's all in your head. So another thing that you have to consider when you're looking at thyroid symptoms is the gut and the gut microbiome. If you are eating a terrible diet and you're feeding the bad bacteria and you're starving the good bacteria, then those bacteria are going to be secreting substances into your bloodstream that tell your brain to eat more carbs, that tell you that you're tired, or that just make you tired and fatigued and make you get tired easily. And by the time you get home at 4 or 5 p.m., you're ready for the recliner or for the couch instead of to work on that project that you used to want to work on, but you don't anymore. Your diet can inflame your gut if it's an improper diet. And when your gut's inflamed, everything's inflamed, okay? And then that brings us to the manager of the band. We've got the 5-piece band, which are your glands that secrete hormones. But the manager of your band is your immune system, okay? And so a band can't really keep producing great music if the manager's stolen all the money and took off with the lead singer's wife. That kind of messes up the music also, doesn't it? And your immune system can absolutely do that to your hormone producing and secreting glands. If you are eating an improper diet, if your environment is filled with estrogenic plastics, BPA, BPS, and others, if you are surrounding yourself with toxins, if you're not getting enough sleep, all of these things can inflame your gut or other parts of your body, which can lead to your immune system becoming stupid. And typically, as a doctor, we'll talk about, oh, your immune system's overactive or it's underactive. But really, that's not the case at all. What it does is it becomes stupid as to what is you and what is not you. Because the immune system's job is to protect you and attack and destroy what is not you. But if your immune system becomes stupid, then it can say, wait, that looks a lot like that. I probably should attack this. And so it winds up attacking you. And then you've got an autoimmune disease, whether that's Graves or Hashimoto's, whether that's, type 2 diabetes, whether that's any number of other autoimmune diseases. That's what that is. That's your immune system, which is the manager of the band, becoming stupid and messing up the function of the band, messing up the music. So if you want your music to be the best it can be, your body, your life, your health to be optimized, then you have to do your job. But you also need a doctor who's a learned health partner who can work with you to make sure the manager's not stealing the band's money or the lead singer's wife, and to make sure that all the band players are practicing your thyroid, your adrenal glands, your pancreas, your gender glands. Make sure they're all practicing and optimizing, doing the best job they can do so that your life is beautiful music. Now, I'm going to be making a number of other thyroid videos. This is just the first one. If you like this, please subscribe. Please, if you know someone who may have low thyroid or who does have low thyroid or who has any thyroid condition or any of the symptoms I talked about, share this with them on your social media, your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram. Share this and help me help more people. And if you really want to help me, join Patreon and become a patron. And even for $1 a month, you'll give me more time to make more videos and to help more people. This is Dr. Berry. I'll see you next time.